talk about some of the proposed changes that are suggested for DSM-5.
J'ai entendu dire que le DSM-5 est encore plus dingue que le DSM-4.
C'est bien vrai.
You've got 374 named diagnoses in DSM. Well, guess what? There's going to be more in DSM-5.
Why do we all of a sudden need a fifth DSM-5? Psychiatry wanted to broaden the horizons of mental health problems, of disorders. They wanted to stretch the disorders so it would encompass more. And to do that, they're going to add more diagnoses.
We need more diagnoses like we need a hole in the head, really. They're not serving a purpose for mankind, all these diagnoses. They're almost laughable, some of the diagnoses.
Ridicule? Vraiment?
Bon, il parle d'un trouble d'amassement si on ne se débarrasse pas d'assez de choses.
Persistent difficulty discarding or parting with personal possessions.
Le trouble d'excès alimentaire, c'est trop manger trop souvent.
Recurrent episodes of binge eating.
Oh, et il y a un trouble pour les personnes qui se grattent.
So it's recurrent skin picking resulting in skin lesions.
Ce sont des troubles mentaux?
Et il existe aussi un nouveau trouble qui englobera tous les enfants dont les crises de colère sont encore insuffisantes pour l'étiquette bipolaire.
They've created temper dysregulation disorder to seem a little bit more mild of the condition and include a lot of the younger population in terms of that diagnosis. And what it essentially does, it just broadens bipolar disorder into a whole other new category. And where they don't fit into bipolar, now they can fit into this other diagnosing criteria.
Le filet devient de plus en plus vaste.
Encore plus que tu ne le penses. Ils envisagent même d'ajouter une étiquette pour ceux qui passent trop de temps à l'ordinateur.
Internet addiction diagnosis. It's another example of, just taking something going on in the popular culture that's, pretty widespread and then finding a way to pathologize it.
I know people personally that spend 12, 13, 14 hours a day on the internet or social networking groups like Facebook. So there is something going on there. But is it a condition that we need to then label and drug? Absolutely not.
C'est ridicule.
Oui, mais sache qu'en Chine, le gouvernement a déjà établi des cliniques psychiatriques qui traitent les adolescents pour, je cite, « utilisation problématique de l'ordinateur ». Et ils ont parfois recours à des électrochocs pour les soigner.
Non.
Et si tu trouves ça révoltant, il y a encore une addition pour le prochain DSM qui fait vraiment froid dans le dos.
Sans blague.
Avec ce diagnostic, il pousse encore plus loin. Il s'agit du syndrome de risque de psychose, appelé plus récemment syndrome de symptômes psychotiques atténués.
C'est un nom à coucher dehors. Mais qu'est-ce qu'il veut dire?
A really scary thing that's coming on the horizon is to come up with a whole bunch of diagnoses in there that are looking at people who currently are mentally well-adjusted but have a risk of developing a mental illness in the future.
They're still thinking they can define well before the symptoms develop the risk of a person developing a major mental disorder without any biochemical, biological or genetic test or any physical test whatsoever.
They don't know the cause of a mental illness. They can't treat it, they can't cure it. So how can they launch a preventative campaign for mental illness? It just logically, it falters.
Attends un peu. Les psychiatres pensent-ils vraiment pouvoir prédire un trouble futur?
Eh bien, écoutons-les.
How can psychiatrists know if you're going to have a mental disorder in the future?
Again, that we don't know categorically who will develop psychiatric illness in the future.
It's really hard to say, actually. I don't know if you could 100% predict for anybody.
You can't forecast if one will develop a psychiatric disorder.
Maybe not, or maybe yes.
It's hard to predict.
It's hard to predict. There's no way to predict that.
Well, I don't think that nobody knows that.
There's no way to tell.
Nobody knows?
I don't think anyone can know what's going to happen in the future.
Ils n'ont pas la moindre idée.
C'est ça. Pourtant, ils proposent déjà de tester les enfants pour dépister des maladies mentales futures.
Pour pouvoir les traiter maintenant.
Bien sûr.
I would hate to see us go into the type of society where people are locked up for what they may do in the future, rather than what they actually have done.
Identifying people who are pre-psychotic would be a huge industry.
Ah, c'est vraiment terrifiant.
Ce qui n'a pas de sens, c'est que les psychiatres continuent de travailler sur le DSM-5, bien que certains des plus influents admettent qu'il ne vaut rien.
Any comment on DSM-5? It's of no use to us in the rest of the world, you know.
Même le psychiatre à la tête de l'Institut national de la santé mentale est réservé à son sujet.
I don't do DSM. I'm not involved. So, and that maybe tells you more than anything. NIMH is not involved with DSM-5.
Donc, la tête de la plus grande agence psychiatrique gouvernementale du monde ne veut rien avoir à faire avec le DSM.
Cela semble être le cas. Il s'agit bien d'une imposture.
The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual is effectively the story that is being wrapped up in statistics and numbers and categories that when medicine tosses, doesn't fit any of our categories over to psychiatry, psychiatry says we'll find a category, and if we don't, DSM-5 or 6 or 7 will.
I think in 2016 we'll be looking at DSM-6 and there will be 1,425 diagnoses and I'll have 900 of them.
Mais c'est de la folie.
Tout à fait. Mais c'est conçu pour englober de plus en plus de gens sous l'égide des diagnostics psychiatriques.
De façon à tirer profit d'encore plus de comportements normaux.
Exactement.